In this video, we want to look at this scalds, forensic scalds, correct? So what are scalds? Scalds are liquid burns, okay? Not difficult, right? Scalds means liquid burns. So they are resulting from an application of a liquid which is greater than 60 degrees centigrade or even steam. So they are categorizing steam burn also as liquid burn scalds, okay? So did you understand this much? What scalds are, what liquid burns are? So basically what you can see here is they are liquid burns resulting from an application of a liquid which is greater than 60 degrees centigrade, or it can also be because of steam. Okay, there are types of liquid burns, scalds. So look at the types of scalds. So you have immersion burns, splash or spill burns. Then you have steam burns. So you have immersion burns by accidentally or deliberate immersion in a hot liquid. Then there can be a splash or a spill burn. Usually, again, this will be accidental usually, but all that you leave that. It could be an immersion burn, a splash or a spill, or a steam burn. So steam burns also come under liquid burns or scalds, that you should remember. Okay. Scalds are the liquid burns. These are the scalds. What you're seeing are the scalds. Okay. Now let's move on to the features. Features of scalds, okay, or liquid burns. This only involves superficial. Obviously, if the immersion is not for long, then usually it will be superficial. It is commonly, most commonly, what they have seen is hot water. Okay, hot water is most common, they are saying, but these are all very basic things that people write. Okay, so then what did we see? It is superficial, usually hot water it can be. Then injury involves sight, act, and below the level of contact, because tickling of liquid will be there, right? So as the water tickles down, usually it will be towards the gravity, correct? Towards down. Affected areas are sodden and bleached with presence of vesicles. So there will affected area. How will the affected area be? It will be sodden, bleached. Obviously, it will be white. The color will be pale. Presence of vesicles. Vesicles will be present. Let's write that in here. So sodden. Let's start again, please. Sodden, bleached, presence of vesicles. Vesicles are present. So just see, and surrounded by a red line. Red line will be surrounding, okay? So just see if you can see all those features here. Sodden, bleached, presence of vesicles and surrounded by a red line. Splashing may be present. Charring, singeing, ulceration is absent. There's no charring. There is no singeing. There is no ulceration. So you can see it is superficial, bleached, sodden, vesicles, surrounded by red line, and there is no charring, no singeing, no ulceration. Resulting scar is thin and less contracted. So the scar is not contracted, you can see. Clothes are wet, but clothes are not burnt. This is another forensic kind of thing that you will write. Clothes are wet, but not burnt. Okay. So medico-legal importance. Let's move on to the medico-legal importance of scalds now. Medico-legal importance of the scalds. Now, medico-legal importance of scalds are usually it is accidental, in common in children, etc. Intentional throwing may be domestic violence. Intentional throwing of hot water may be seen in domestic violence. Immersion burns may be used as a method of child abuse. Okay. So there can be glove and stocking kind of burns, where glove and stocking, where they have immersed the hands or the feet of the child or anybody for that matter into the hot liquid. So there will be glove and stocking kind of burn. So let us explain how it will be. So let us say this is the leg, right? Till here it will be burnt. Or if this is the hand, let's say this is the hand. Not much difference in the way we are drawing. This much it will be burnt. So it's kind of immersed. So this is glove and stocking kind of distribution of scalds. So this is scalds, okay? So liquid burns are scalds. Greater than 60 degrees centigrade, that is the key point. The accidental, it will be accidental or deliberate. It can be splashed or spilled. It can be even steam. So there are three types here. What are the types? Types you saw: immersion, splash or spill, steam. Features: only superficial layers are involved. Site of injury and below that will be affected. It will be sodden, bleached, presence of vesicles surrounded by red lines, splashing may be present, charring, singeing, ulceration is absent, the resulting scar is thin, it is less contracted, etc. Okay, so that was about scalds, guys. Hope you understood. See you in the next video. Bye.